Hello everybody, it's Darksy Dex. I'm here with a review of a new game that just came out on July 14th. The game is called Mega Man Unlimited. It's a fan-made game for the PC. It was made by MegaPhilX. If you want to get the game for yourself, you can download it at www.megaphilx.com or just Google Mega Man Unlimited, I'm sure it'll pop up. So anyway, this game has been 5 years in the making. Maybe more, I can't even remember, but it's been a really long time. The game has been in development for a pretty damn long time. And I'm happy it's finally out. The wait has certainly been worth it. This is probably, I want to say it's better than 9 and 10. It's probably one of the best Mega Man games in the series, if you count it with the actual series, which you should. Because, you know, most games, fan games I should say, they how do you say, they kind of lack something that like a real quality publisher developer kind of relationship game has. You know what I'm trying to say, like official licensed product. There's always something missing. Like you can tell that it's not, you know what I mean, you can tell it's not the actual developers and stuff. But this game, it has a surprising amount of quality that it completely pulls the wool over your eyes and makes you think that this was pretty much like a Capcom developed. I'm sorry, classic Capcom. I don't want to say current Capcom. They couldn't develop a game like this if their life depended on it. But yeah, this game is like straight up like official. This game is legit. This is as close to a new Mega Man game as we're gonna get, and that's great because it's awesome. The game starts out, as always, 8 evil robots are destroying the city. What city that is, we'll probably never know, but that's fine. And the year is 20XX. Now, apparently this time, Dr. Wily is not behind everything. Now, I haven't beaten the game yet myself. I've reached the final 4 stages, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's probably behind something. But anyway, eventually, while Dr. Light and Dr. Wily team up to fix the problem, Dr. Wily gets kidnapped by a mysterious black shadowed robot. Now, but based on the silhouette, I'm pretty sure I know who the robot is, but I'm not gonna say, because, I mean, in case you don't know, I don't want to spoil it. So he's kidnapped, and then Mega Man sets out to fight, he has to fight the 8 robots and find Dr. Wily. Find him, not, you know, apprehend, for a change, and defeat the kidnapper. Now the gameplay is Mega Man. If you're playing this, you should definitely have a controller, some kind of USB device that, you know, like a gamepad. I wouldn't suggest the Xbox 360 gamepad because it sucks, because the D-pad is crap, and I don't know, the game felt very floaty when I was using it. So I switched to my Logitech Precision controller, which works really well with this game, and quite frankly, any classic game I play, I always, because this thing is great. It's just got, it just looks like the original Sony PlayStation controller, like no dual analogs or anything. This is just a straight up directional D-pad device. I'd suggest finding one because I think they're awesome, and it's really good for this game. So, now, it's definitely standard Mega Man, but this dude, MegaPhil, has really stepped the game up a notch. There's a lot of different mechanics. Every single stage has its own little gimmick. Some things are completely original, some things are, you know, whatever, you've seen them, or something like them in the past. But, like, every stage has something different. No stage is just plain and boring or anything like that. Every stage has its own thing going for it. It's really cool, and it's really sweet. Like, for example, there's a stage where there are these conveyor belts on the ceilings, and when you jump into the conveyor belt on the ceiling, it'll propel you forwards really quickly. Or there'll be like there are these kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, but you know what the bottom of a tank looks like? Yeah, you know, like the thing that it rolls on. Like you have to run on, you have to moonwalk on them to make the platform move around. And there's spikes everywhere. That's for sure. A lot of spikes in this game. Oh yeah, and then in a character villain called Glue Man, in his stage there are spots where you can't move, so you always have to jump over and over again. it's really neat. There's a lot of really neat gameplay mechanics, and it's got a lot of originality and a lot of heart. The gameplay here is fantastic. You just have to persevere. This game is hard, and I tell you it's hard. This is probably the hardest Mega Man game I've ever played in my life. Yeah, without a doubt, this is the hardest. I mean, I have never in my life had so much trouble beating a Mega Man game. I still haven't beaten this game. I usually always beat a Mega Man game in a day. I have not been able to beat this game in a day. It's that goddamn hard. So, brace yourself, because the challenge is relentless. And actually, the only reason like, if you could just grind bolts, the bolts are the currency that you can use in the shop. If you grind bolts, you'll be alright. Just what I had to do, I had to buy 9 lives for about half the stages, and yeah, a couple of E-tanks. So I mean, the game is hard, but there is a way around it. As long as you can actually get good enough to beat the stage, you should be fine. You just gotta pick up those 9 lives and go. You know what I'm saying? Just spend those bolts. You can always get more later. Alright, now I want to talk about the graphics. This game, it has that, it's an 8-bit game. Now, I'm not really good at talking about the technical aspects of a game, so anytime I'm reviewing a game, I can't really get too in-depth with the graphics. So when I talk about graphics, I'm talking more about the atmosphere and the art direction. And I would like to say the atmosphere and the art direction in this game is great. You can't really tell that it's not a Capcom-made Mega Man game. The art even matches, pretty much. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, the backgrounds, for me, like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but when I'm playing a game, I always look as far into the background as possible. Because for some reason, I'm just like, well, what did they put back there, Like, and Mega Phil X had a really, really nice attention to detail. Every single stage has I mean, if it's not a basic black background when you're fighting a mini-boss or whatever, but for the most part, every single part of the stage has a very interesting background. Like Jetman's stage has like these mountains and a city in the background, and just all this crazy stuff going around. And if you're watching any of my Let's Play videos, you'll always notice that I make a comment about the backgrounds. I'm a big fan of that little minute attention to detail that, like, having a nice atmospheric background can give a game. And he went above and beyond the Call of Duty. The backgrounds are great, the atmosphere is awesome. And speaking of atmosphere, we jump right into it, the music. Now, hands down, the music is incredibly high quality. If you watched any of my Let's Plays, again, I comment on every stage how I love the music. The music is so good in this game. It makes me sick how good it is, because I'm listening to this music and I'm like, this music is better. I mean, again, I'm talking about the classic Mega Man series, talking about Mega Man's 1 through 10, including Rockman and Forte, Mega Man and Bass, whatever you want to call it. I honestly want to say that this game ranks in the top 5 of music. Like, I can't even really, like, put, like, a list together for you, but I just want to say that it's better than every Mega Man game past 4 and up. But, like, 9 had some really good music, 10 was so, like, I don't know, I want to say it's in the top 5 with Mega Man's 2, 3, 9, it's in the top 4. Yeah, because I wasn't really a fan of any of the... Mega Man 7 had some good music, but that tangent, not important. The point is, the music is incredible. Done. Now, last but not least, it's replay value. Now, I'm an old school gamer, so for me, replay value is how quickly I can beat the game and how refreshing and satisfying it is to beat said game, and how much awesomer it is, if that's even a word, to gain new skill as I constantly replay the game. So, as a Mega Man game, of course it has replay value. Every time you play the game, you're going to try new things, you're going to try new strategies, you're going to do different boss orders, you're going to really try and figure out how to up your game. If you're a gamer like me, then you're going to find a lot of replay value in this. If you're one of those gamers that like stories and all that other nonsense, there is nothing to come back to here. As a matter of fact, if you're one of those kind of gamers, you probably shouldn't even be playing this game, because it makes no sense. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, as far as replay value goes, all the special weapons in this game are cool and useful. And I probably should have said this in the gameplay portion, but I guess it kind of fits into the replay value as well. Like, every single weapon kind of adds a new dynamic, and this is something that the Capcom developers really stopped doing after a while for Mega Man special weapons, but as you accumulate more powers, the game gets surprisingly easier because, like, a lot of the weapons have utility as well as offensive, and some weapons defensive capabilities. So, there's a wide variety of useful special weapons. Nothing feels useless except for maybe tank arsenals. But maybe I just wasn't using it right. But so far, I'm constantly switching out my weapon. I'm never using the Mega Buster now that I have every boss's ability. And that's a really big deal because Mega Man games weren't doing that for a long time. And this is like one of the first ones that really, really lay the pressure on for you to, you know, switch out your weapon. Most of them have like that go-to, like Mega Man 2 has metal blades, or triple needle, I think it was called in Mega Man 10, the one that shot out 3 purple spikes. And, yeah, like, there's always that go-to weapon. But in this, I don't feel like there's a go-to weapon. I'm constantly changing my tactics as I find different enemies. So, overall, this is a great game, a lot of new mechanics, and it can be really hard at times, but it's always satisfying to accomplish, you know, beating the challenge. And I want to say that this is probably, yeah, this got to be one of the hardest Mega Man games I've ever made. And I'm afraid to say I might not even beat it because I don't have that kind of like that 12-year-old patience I used to have anymore. But I'm gonna try my damn hardest. This is like a near perfect game. It's a near perfect Mega Man game. I don't even know why I'm not giving it I don't feel like anything really deserves a 10 out of 10 because nothing's perfect. I mean, there could probably be something better about the game. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to say 10 out of 10 because that's a little ridiculous. If there was one thing that could be better about the game, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really think charging up the Mega Buster would have broken this game at all. I really think the charge shot should have been in this game because the Mega Buster is so useless by the end that you're not even going to want to use it regardless. So, I guess there's a complaint. You could have kept the Mega Buster in there. But, yeah, so I'm going to give this game a 9 out of 10. This is a great game. Check it out for yourself. Download it, megaphilex.com. The servers have been kind of crazy, so you might have a little trouble getting it. But, if anything, message me and I could try to email it to you or something like that. Alright, this is DarkseidX. Don't forget to check out my Let's Play of Mega Man Unlimited. I'll have a link in the description and probably an annotation. And until then, I'll see you next time eating the pudding.